Yes, so good day and welcome once again. It's always a pleasure being here. I'm always happy to be here. Now, today we talk a little bit about betrayal. You know, everywhere we turn in this world, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you are a great leader, there is always some form of betrayal going on in your life. And most of the time those betrayals come from people that are close to you. Okay, now you would know that a lot of people in your time were being betrayed, right? Betrayed by somebody or the other. You know, it's like you expose somebody to danger, according to the dictionary, by treachery and, stuff like that. And sometimes it happens intentionally, and sometimes unintentionally. All right. So for some reason, most of the time, what I notice is that the people who they betray with intention. Okay, so let us take a look at Julius Caesar. Most of us heard about Julius Caesar. He was betrayed by Brutus. Brutus is a guy who he had trusted, who he actually looked upon as his son, his very son. But in all the 20-something people or so that stabbed Julius to death, Brutus was there starving too. Yes. Traitor, Yahushua HaMashiach. The same one you call Jesus Christ. He was betrayed by his accountant, by his close friend, by his ally. You understand? Yes. For money. It's a fact. It always have an element of money or gifts in betrayal, as far as I am concerned, because there is always an element of envy, an element of jealousy, an element of greed. You always have that when it comes to betrayal. And envy plays the most part, I find. You look at Thomas Sankara, who was betrayed by Compaore, in Burkina Faso, right? In 1987, he ruled Burkina Faso, was putting Burkina Faso back in line for 4 years. He went in power there in 1982. But then his best friend, his comrade in arms named Compaore, Compaore do so and do a coup on him and executed him, kill him. You understand? Then it have Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba in the Congo. He was betrayed too. He was betrayed by a friend. Can't remember his name now, but he was betrayed by a friend also. He was set up by a friend. You take a look at guys like even Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was betrayed by himself, very black people. Yes, he was. Marcus Garvey. Right? You think about people like, we come right home, Maurice Bishop. Maurice Bishop was betrayed by people who eat, drink, and be merry and smoke cigarette with. His friends. And all these betrayals, all those that I call, and you have hundreds and thousands of more, all that I call have an element of greed, an element of power struggle, an element of enviousness. Yes, and always have an element of money in it. You understand? These days, people will betray you for 10 minutes of fame and 10 minutes of recognition. These days, I have a lot of acquaintances, but I can't, it's hard for me to actually submit myself to a person, you know, in that respect, and claim that person to be a friend. Like I could trust that person with my life, you know. I can't do that. Maybe years ago when I was a soldier, I would trust the soldiers on the merit that we are brothers in arms and we are trained to look at each other's back. So I could trust a comrade in the back of me with an AK-47. You understand, with the bullet in the brakes and safety catch off. You know, I could trust him without walking and thinking that he might sleep and shoot me. I don't think about that. You understand? Because trusting people come with a whole lot of discipline. Bro, you could be very disciplined, but when it comes down to emotions in terms of enviousness and greed, man, that will outnumber discipline. Those are very strong emotions, you know, and if you don't learn to beat this thing out of you, you're a traitor already. Even if you don't betray anybody, you're already a traitor because you're greedy. Everything you want is everything you see you want. You can't stand to see somebody have something you want it too. It's like you're a thief and you can't stand to see a partner walk with a bag. You understand? So with all those things, you will get betrayal. You know, and you have to be careful of the people. You see, people who you bring into your house, the scriptures speak about that. Be careful of the strangers you invite in your house. These people will cause a wreck in your house before you know what happened. In other words, be careful of the people who you associate with. Be careful of the people who you drink and eat from, because the scripture even says, blessed is the man that drink from his own cistern. So you have to be careful of the people who you carry home, the person who you line with, the person who you tell your secrets to. All these things you have to be very careful, because the human nature is fallible. The human nature as it is right now is very, very sickening. You know, people don't really function like people anymore. You know, people are becoming so selfish that they think that they could grab everything and they would live forever, knowing damn well they would not live forever with everything they're trying to grab from everybody, but they do it anyhow, because we know that it's sin and evil that caused that. You understand? You have to look at people. You have to be able to discern people, right? Discern the spirit, because trust me, I will give you two examples, right? You have to let people be in the element. You know, you don't violate people's rights and people's integrity, people's sense of choice. You don't violate that. You let them be themselves and do what they need to do. And I could guarantee you, if you do that around people, you would see clearly who those people are. Right? And I could guarantee you that most of these people will show you most definitely that they would betray you. You understand? You just have to know what to look for. Right? You have a lot of people out there that are very weak-minded. I personally, when I see the activities that I say, these are the walking dead. Because, let me tell you something. In every way you go, wherever you walk, wherever you go, there must be, once you have a pure heart, there must be somebody in that organization or that location that don't like you. And they will let you know, because it's obvious. They will make it obvious without even being obvious. You understand? So they will make it obvious and you will see all the movements. But then take a close look. As soon as another person, the person might never know you in life. They might never know you. I've seen this thing happen over and over and over, daily and daily. All this person have to do is to open their mouth and talk to that person. Just associate this person for 5 minutes, and when they come back to you, Their whole aura towards you change. You see, these people, you have to be careful with people like that. You know why? Because these people are very receptive to the negative forces that exist around you. Yes, because there are negative forces around you. And the negative forces around you only looking and hoping and praying and waiting for a candidate. You understand? Looking for a host that will allow them to enter so they could try the dirty deeds against you. It's a fact. Call it witchcraft if you want, but I see that clearly. You understand? So, as the scripture rightfully said, you think about it. You don't fight flesh and blood, but our fight is against spiritual wickedness in high and low places. Just name it. But you have to be able to see with those spiritual eyes of yours. You know, a lot of people know that most of us have these abilities and they will try to shut you down. But then you have to stand firm. You have to be aware. Once you could see, you could use your sword. So I'm saying these people are weak-minded people. Right? And you doesn't want weak-minded people around you. You really and truly you just doesn't want that. Because these are the kind of people that the enemy could give poison to bring for you. You don't need them. And unless you get people that could stand firm in the faith and walk with you uprightly, you don't need them and no other people as those as friends and stuff like that. You don't. You just don't. Because these people would betray you. Because why? You know, like the scripture say how Judas allowed the evil spirit to come inside him? That does be happening every little day right in my eyes. You understand? It does be happening. The devil, the demon coming into people, make them a host to fight against you. So once you see that, just cut them off. Don't ask them no question. Don't tell them anything. Just when they call you, just shut up. Don't even answer them. Trust me. Because these people, they are the host of demons. You understand? And today, a demon might come into them, which might tell you certain things, they might even insult you, try to put you down, make you feel small. And when the demon get his way, he laugh, he shake his tail or whatever he have, he gone. So they come back nice with you again. And then one day you might be just enjoying a nice peaceful day, and the demon say, aha, this person, let me go jump in this person again, and they come at you again. You know, playing games. So you don't want that to be happening with you in any relationship with anybody. Once you see they're on that level, you cut them off, keep them away. You know. And another thing these people always do, most of them, they like touching. They like coming into your space. Think about it. Up in your face, into your space, jamming with you. They like rubbing with you. Yeah. All you have to do, brethren and sisters and comrades, just say, boss man or boss woman, respect my space. You're too close, man. And then they like touching. Every time they open their mouth, they slap you. I just consider that to be searching for a place to push a knife. Serious. So most of the time, you know, you find that I will just constantly moving around because that is embarrassing. When somebody talking to you and they're always touching you, especially a person of the same sex, always touching, that is embarrassing. Don't try to insult them. That's a nasty habit. Yes, I say insult them. I didn't say talk to them. I say insult them. They know exactly what they are doing. Yes, they know. So deal with them harshly. Don't waste time. Alright? Because these are the people that will embarrass you in the long run. These are the people that will lose respect for you when you allow them to do such. and it will be much easier for them to betray you. Because the thing about it is that sometimes people don't have reason to do anything to hurt you or anything. Sometimes they just don't have the reason, but they will do every little thing to get the reason, so that could justify what they already know they wanted to do to you. Demons, betrayals. You have to be careful. You know, if you have a sister, cousin that you know definitely working witchcraft, because all those things I consider to be witchcraft, cut them off. It doesn't matter, brother, uncle, it doesn't matter, cut them off. They doesn't stop. You know, they doesn't stop. So, brethren, ancestry and comrades, all, be careful of the people who you associate with. 90% of them are betrayers. Most of them will suck you into their drama. They like sucking you into their drama. In that way, they will come and start telling you about this person and that person and this person. Shut them down with that. Alright? And that is an advice I would give you if you listen to that whole video. If you have peace and you are seeking peace, and you cannot draw a person into your peace, don't allow them to pull you into their drama. You are on two different roads. Walk away. Peace.